Don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our 2 newly released books, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? These books feature over 100 stories from current and former coaches, players, executives, and entertainers from across the football landscape, describing what got them involved in the game, what they love about it, and what life lessons the game taught them. You can find your copy or order your copy from our website at footballgameplan.com/books. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our 2016 NFL season preview for the Dallas Cowboys. And we'll start this video off by taking a look at the quarterback position. I know this is the biggest understatement ever, but Tony Romo has to remain healthy for this offense to fully take flight. We saw what happened last year when he was out of the lineup, and this offense has some talented weapons around him to be able to replicate the success of 2014. Romo just turned 36 years old, so the Cowboys still have to look toward the future while also focusing on the present at the same time, which is why in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Cowboys selected Dak Prescott of Mississippi State, and Prescott gives them a mobile guy just like Romo that still has some upside to his game. Now, he was supposed to compete with Kellen Moore for the backup duties, and Kellen Moore was coming off an admirable 2015 season where he finally got an opportunity to play, but it looks as if Dak Prescott will lock up that number 2 job. And you also have to like the upside and growth potential from Jamil Showers out of UTEP, who played multiple positions last season and also in the preseason, and he looked okay versus the Los Angeles Rams. So it'll be interesting to see the growth of these guys, both Prescott and Showers, as the preseason moves on. The Cowboys' backfield got even stronger in the offseason. Darren McFadden is coming off his second best season as a pro, going over 1,000 yards, and feeling that they needed more punch, they signed Alfred Morris via free agency. And Morris is coming off a down year in Washington, but still has a lot left to give. I think this was an underrated addition in my opinion, but the jewel of this group is rookie running back Ezekiel Elliott of Ohio State. The 6', 225-pound tailback has great vision, footwork, and also breakaway speed. I personally think his skill set, combined with the offensive line, the Cowboys may have the next 2,000-yard rusher on their hands. This is the second strongest unit on this team. I like the talent here with the Cowboys receiving core. Obviously, with stable quarterback play, the production will be a lot better. Expect Dez Bryant to get back to his all-pro form after a down season where he dealt with an injury, and sort of a breakout year for Terrence Williams. Not really able to take over the number 1 job, but did a great job in that capacity where he led the team in receiving and yards, and Cole Beasley was stable at the number 3 spot. There's a host of young, talented guys jockeying for that 4th and 5th spots like Devin Street, Bryce Butler, and Vince Mayle, a former 4th-round pick. And I'm a big fan of Mayle and what he brings to the table and what he can do underneath. 2 undrafted free agents in Chris Brown and Andy Jones are jockeying for also those 4th through 6th spots. The tight end position is in good hands with future Hall of Famer Jason Witten. Witten doesn't seem to get old and is still one of the best tight ends in football. The search for a reliable number 2 option is ongoing. James Hanna is reliable as a blocker, but neither he or Gavin Escobar have been able to sustain success in the passing game. And although he has a long way to go, keep an eye on 6th-round pick Rico Gathers out of Baylor, who played basketball for the Bears. The offensive line, in my opinion, is still the best in football. As expected, the Cowboys got a great return on their investment in La'el Collins, who looks like he'll be a perennial Pro Bowler. Collins was eased into the lineup last year and made 11 starts. All 3 guys, Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zach Martin, are considered to be the best at their position. Right tackle is going to be what to watch for this year. Can Doug Free keep the job, or will he lose out to last year's 3rd-round pick, Chaz Green out of Florida? Green was recovering from an injury last season and now is 100% and ready to compete. Now, here is where you can have some questions for the Cowboys. I think they're more stable at defensive tackle than they are at defensive end. And I say that because as talented as both DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory are, between suspensions and injuries, they are unreliable. Now, when they get back in week 5, they have to be able to hit the ground running, because this is a team that struggled to get to the quarterback, and that has to change in a hurry. Now, we'll see if second-year men David Irvin and Ryan Russell
along with rookie Charles Tapper, can hold the fort down until Gregory or Lawrence return. Now, on the interior, I think rookie third-round pick Malik Collins is going to have a huge impact, especially teaming up with Tyrone Crawford, who is now healthy, and Cedric Thornton. Collins is very similar to Thornton in the sense that they are both quick off the ball and also disruptors. Crawford is stout versus the run while also showing the ability to apply pressure, as he finished 2015 with 5 sacks. Now keep an eye on undrafted rookie free agent Chanel Jenkins out of Shepherd. A Division II standout, Jenkins shows brute strength, the ability to collapse a pocket, and the versatility to play anywhere along the defensive line. At linebacker, the Cowboys definitely have both the talent and the athleticism to be successful. They'll be without Rolando McClain for an extended period of time, which is a big blow, but it's not detrimental. Pro Bowler Sean Lee is back, and he's, in my opinion, their best all-around backer. Lee stayed healthy last season and was able to lead the team in tackles. Anthony Hitchens is versatile enough to play all 3 backer spots. He should start alongside Justin Durant, who was a key free agent acquisition. Now, starting Durant would allow Kyle Wilbert into more of a rush backer role where I think he could definitely excel. And 2 depth guys I really like are Mark Ziocha, and undrafted rookie free agent Deion King out of Norfolk State. Both are in the mold of Hitchens, who can play multiple spots and excel on both ends of defense. Health and a little bit of reshuffling will lead to better play in the secondary for the Cowboys. Dallas gets back Orlando Scandrick from injury and moves last year's first-round pick Byron Jones to free safety. Now the Cowboys have press corners in Scandrick, Brandon Carr, Morris Claiborne, who improved this play last season, a solid young prospect in DJ Olatoye and rookie Anthony Brown, and having this ability to press allows free safety Byron Jones the opportunity to utilize his range and athleticism to play that mistake eraser role back deep. Barry Church is a pro at strong safety, but keep an eye on rookie 6th-round pick Kayvon Frazier out of Central Michigan, who has more upside than Church and will give J.J. Wilcox a run for his reps or money on defense. In a division filled with good special teams play, the Cowboys' kicking game and battery is one of the best in the NFL. Kicker Dan Bailey, punter Chris Jones, and long snapper LP Laudecker are amongst the best at their position. The return game could also be improved this year, as Lucky Whitehead is much more comfortable in his role and started the 2016 preseason off with a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown versus the LA Rams. The road to the Super Bowl for the Cowboys goes as follows. Number 1, Tony Romo obviously has to stay healthy. If he's out there for the full 16-game season, this will be a very tough offense to stop. Number 2, the defensive line has to show depth. Again, they're going to be missing their top 2 pass rushers for the first 5 games. If they can hold the fort down while these guys are out with suspension and are able to get pressure on the quarterback, that bodes well for their chances when guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory return to the lineup. Number 3, Zeke the Freak. Ezekiel Elliott has to be able to carry the load like we saw DeMarco Murray do in 2014, and I have all confidence that he will. This is one of the best runners I've seen come out of college football in a very long time. And finally, take it away and not give it away. If the Cowboys can do a better job of forcing turnovers and not turning the ball over, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Romo wasn't back there at quarterback. So if they can protect the football and take it away like we know this defense can, then this team has a great chance of getting to Houston for the Super Bowl. I have the Cowboys finishing first in the NFC East this year. Dallas has a well-balanced offensive attack and the ability to dominate in the trenches on that side of the ball. And you'll see a heavy run game emphasis with Ezekiel Elliott, Alfred Morris, and Darren McFadden when he comes back healthy. Defensively, look for the Cowboys to surprise along the defensive line and in the secondary, both of which will have a big role in the Cowboys punching their ticket to the playoffs this season.